I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
It's Booby.
And Vina and Chip.
The word of the day is closure.
Oh.
Closure. Okay.
Could be a good word or a bad word, depending on.
If you want to see some real closure on a controversial topic, that's a terrible segue, but it is what it is. Sori and I had a big debate. Middle America with Vin and Sori, or My Sori Life.
We put it on both channels, though.
It's on both channels.
You should watch it on mine.
Enjoy. And yeah. Okay, so old school Metallica Tuesday. This is Hit the Lights off of their first, this is off of Kill 'Em All, which was their first record. So, here we are. This is a song also I've never heard before from Metallica.
Oh, really?
I never went that far, like backwards. This is on their first record, so I don't know what song we did. We must have done.
Did you not really, love them?
I thought Four Horsemen was on this, but I guess I was wrong. Whoa.
Did you not really love them?
What?
Metallica?
Justice for All. Nah.
Yeah, because I would think that if you really like a band, you'd want to hear everything.
Yeah, I never became like a Metallica person. I never became a Metallica person, but I'd go through phases where I was like, oh man, Metallica's good. I listen to Metallica, but I would never.
You didn't have an obsession.
Yeah, I wasn't like Korn.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hit the Lights. So this should be interesting.
Go.
This is the first song on the first record.
Really?
Yeah. I can just imagine being a Metallica fan. And,
What do you mean?
opening up that CD. And then
yeah.
boom. Because, like, they definitely, I could see the Judas Priest influence, the Iron Maiden influence, but this type of metal, like, they were doing something different. They were doing something different because I think vocally James wasn't anywhere near Iron.
This baby flinched when I reached. What do you think I was gonna do? Hit your eye?
Vocally, James wasn't anywhere near Iron Maiden or Halford. So the emphasis had to be on the heaviness and the speed of the metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they definitely started something different here.
Uh-huh.
All. This is just very, very straightforward.
Yes.
You very rarely hear it being spoken of in that blunt, clear language. Our fans are crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, which is a compliment in the metal world. That's
Yeah.
a compliment to be mentally ill. You know, or to be crazy. It's a compliment, but you very rarely hear in a song, hey, you know, I think Slipknot did a song one time.
I'm like, Slipknot, I'm sure did something.
Well, they did a song one time called Pulse of the Maggots.
Yeah.
But even then, it was a lot more, you know, existential. This is just at a rock show. We're gonna play loud music, and our fans are gonna go crazy. Hit the lights. Let's go. And it's just very, very straightforward. But I think like this is the introduction to Metallica. This is the first song on the first record.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like, this is who we are. This is what we're about. Loud music. You know, I'm not a very good vocalist. We're just gonna go for it. That riff in the chorus I really like a lot though. The way they did the rhythm change.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, then it was like, I love things like that. Yeah, not a lot of poetry in this song.
No.
Just very straightforward. Hey, we're the biggest, toughest band in the world. I wonder like what that must have been. Cause like, Korn did something like completely new in the music industry. Slipknot, I was there when Slipknot was taking off. I was very, very big on.
I'm jealous of that.
I was very big with Korn. I was there like at the pinnacle of Korn's, you know, heyday. But when Slipknot was taking off, I was there. We were at the Pledge of Allegiance. No, not the Pledge of Allegiance tour. The Tattoo the Earth tour in New York, and there were like literally like 40 bands there.
Oh yeah.
Nothing Face, Glassjaw. That's the first time I saw Mudvayne. Actually, I saw Mudvayne live before I saw Slipknot because Mudvayne was on one of these side stages, and they were doing. They had just released LD50.
Jeez.
And so they were playing records from before. They were playing songs from before LD50. Hatebreed was there, Mudvayne, Glassjaw, all these bands. I think Soilwork was there. There were like a lot of bands there. And then on the main stage, you had Seven Dust. And then after Seven Dust came on, Slipknot came on, and it was like they were that was on the main stage, and they were like the second band, which never happens with Slipknot.
Right.
It was them, and then Slayer, and then Metallica came on. So it was like the Slipknot fans. We were the craziest because we were there for Slipknot. We were the craziest in the crowd. Like it was, people were like stopping and looking at all this. It's like, what are these guys doing? And the audio was horrible because they didn't have money for really good equipment.
Yeah.
But like, it
didn't matter.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. So I was there at the beginning of like a band that like got massive, and we didn't know what was happening.
So you can understand then when people are like upset with Slipknot and feel like they sold out and that they're not underground because you remember when they were.
Yeah, I just think that those people are. I mean, I guess I matured along with Slipknot because you could, like, if you listen to that record, the self-titled record and the I.O. record, if you listen to those records straight through, there's no way humanly possible that you can continue to play that type of music. And then do it live and have it translate in any real way. And on top of that, you're in a different place. You have different, once you're angry and you get the anger out like that, and then you start getting all that money, I mean, how can you genuinely write the same type of anger when you're in a basement? Now you're in a gold-plated recording studio.
Right.
No, I never accused Slipknot of selling out, but people were accusing, you had these Iowa people, like, I'm not talking about the record, I'm talking about, like, people actually from Iowa that were saying Slipknot sold out because they put Wait and Bleed on their first record. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. And that's a good point though, because a lot of Metallica fans, once Hetfield started actually trying to sing, they were like, "Oh, you sold out," because they weren't playing this stuff all the time. Because but I could just imagine like being at the beginning, where I saw a behind the music thing with Metallica where he was talking about how they were opening for some band, and the main stage band goes last, right? And like all the Metallica kids turned their back on the other band, and because they all had Metallica on the back, they turned their band, refused to even look at the other band, like. I don't think you're gonna. I'm sure another band's gonna come out eventually, but nothing like Metallica. Like they did something like. I mean, they've been around since playing this in '82. It was before we were born, and they're and it's This song is dated though. This is not a song where I can listen to 2018 and go, oh yeah, this is dated. Yeah. It's like, okay, in the '80s this was good. You know what I mean? Like, whereas there's like the Judas Priest song we listened to yesterday. You can listen to it today. Yeah. But this song, you clearly knew this was from the '80s.
Yeah. I wasn't a real fan too much because you remember when you were in maybe this is just weird, but remember in English class they would tell you like when you're gonna write a report, you don't say I'm gonna write a report about this, and this. You just do that, right? And then it tells itself, right? So you don't say like. So I think that's what was like. Okay, we're gonna kick some ass tonight. That made me laugh.
It's very straightforward.
But it was when they were saying like.
We know our fans are insane. We're gonna turn up the volume when we start
right
to
here.
rock.
We're all out screaming. We're gonna rip through your brain. We got lethal power. It's causing you sweet pain. Oh, sweet pain. When we gonna rock, we never gonna stop again. That's what you want to communicate. Like you want people to understand that by listening to one of your songs, you want them to be like they have lethal power. You know what I mean? Like it does like ripping through my. You know what I mean? You want them to understand. You don't want to have to tell them. This is who we are. But then at the same time, there was that Pantera song where they were the Cowboys that were
Cowboys from Hell.
And I was fine with that one.
Well, Cowboys from Hell was different though because there's still some metaphor there. Yeah. There's no metaphor. This is straightforward. We're gonna turn up. Literally, we're gonna turn up our volume. We're gonna turn up the distortion. And he said it. He said it specifically. Like we have extreme volume. You know what I mean? So it's just very, very, very straightforward. Yeah. But James Hetfield as a lyricist grew like crazy. You compare this with like Master of Puppets or something like that, and you like see clearly. I don't know if they get enough credit for how much they grew as musicians. Oh yeah. Like, cause it's crazy. Like compare this to Master of Puppets.
Like at this time, I wonder like how
old. They had to be in their 20s.
It's very juvenile sounding. You know what I mean?
It's extremely sophomoric. Extremely sophomoric. But at the same time, like I said, you're at the beginning of something, and I think their fans grew with them. Yeah. These guys are 20, 22, 23 probably, and then the kids probably 16, 17 opening up as Metallica. And this was, that's wild. You never heard anything like that, and then your parents are, what's that noise? And the kid's like, he's got his little denim Metallica jacket, like, shut up, Mom. What'd you say? Nothing. Nothing. So I just think I get it for what it is. I
liked the outro though.
Yeah, and then the solos. You could see you could see the basis for how they were gonna have their signature and affect the genre. Yes. Yep. You could see.
I would agree with that.
And they grew as musicians, and I think there's not a lot of bands like I love Korn to death, but if you listen to the first Korn record and you listen to the most recent one. It's all kind of in the same universe. Whereas if you listen to this and then listen to something off of Puppets, it's like, whoa. Yeah. Whoa. These guys, like, they went somewhere. They went somewhere with it, and I think that's amazing. So, what do you give it?
7 to me.
This is getting a 9.5 for me.
Why?
Because I'm disrespecting the classical nature. I don't like the song very much. I like the chorus riff. I like the da-da-da-da. I like that. But it lacks the irony that I love. But at the same time, the 9.5 is an absolute emotional nod to the fact that it's the first song. It's the first song on the first record, and it's kind of like setting the because the other thing about Metallica is they toured a lot. They toured like crazy, so it's kind of set the tone of this is who they are.
Well, if you weren't going to do an emotional one, what would you do?
It would probably be a 7.5 or something.
What did I give it?
I think you gave it a 7.
Okay.
I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, good song. It's just very interesting to me how they grew. That's the biggest thing that sticks out to me. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
It's